Good afternoon, viewers. You're watching India Today. Arvind Kejriwal has been arrested by the Enforcement Directorate in 6 days remand of the ED. What does it mean for the India Alliance? What does it mean for Arvind Kejriwal? And what does it mean for the Aam Aadmi Party, which is now standing at the precipice of facing its biggest perceptional political identity, where the identity of the party is concerned, challenge? Well, we're going to take it and measure it on the metrics of the political stock exchange. We've got a quick poll conducted by C Voter, and I'm going to quickly dive into numbers, viewers. How does Arvind Kejriwal's arrest measure on the metrics of our political stock exchange? We have the numbers there with multiple questions. Let's quickly dip into our first question that was asked to the voters. Will Arvind Kejriwal's arrest impact 2024 Lok Sabha polls? That was the first question that was asked to voters, of opposition voters, NDA voters. Now, opposition voters, traditionally, those have always voted for the opposition. NDA voters who usually vote the core vote bank of the NDA. On the question of will Arvind Kejriwal's arrest impact 2024 Lok Sabha polls? Yes, a lot. 49% say of the opposition voters, yes, it will impact the 2024 Lok Sabha polls a lot. 40% of the NDA voters also say that yes, it will impact the voters' minds a lot going into Lok Sabha polls. Look at the micro data there, and I'll give you the total numbers. 45% say, viewers, that yes, Arvind Kejriwal's arrest will impact 2024 Lok Sabha polls a lot. 17% say a little, 31% say no, 7% say don't know. Of course, whether it will impact positively or negatively for the Aam Aadmi Party, we are going to dig deeper into the micro data. But the first question clearly suggests, yes, Arvind Kejriwal's arrest will be a big impact on the Lok Sabha polls, and both opposition voters as well as NDA voters concur on that question. Let's cut across to our panelists this evening. Preeti Menon, spokesperson Aam Aadmi Party; Manjinder Sirsa, spokesperson Bharatiya Janata Party; Amitabh Tiwari, political strategist, commentator, election analyst and researcher with us; Onika Mehrotra, spokesperson Congress, also joining us. Amitabh Tiwari, let me begin with you as we await the spokesperson from the Aam Aadmi Party. This data doesn't reveal, and we're going to put the data out there, Amitabh Tiwari, whether it will positively or negatively impact the Aam Aadmi Party or the BJP. But one thing at least, the numbers indicate that definitely the arrest of Arvind Kejriwal will impact the 2024 Lok Sabha polls.
Yeah, I mean, clearly, and if you add yes a lot and yes a little, that's roughly 62%. So that's an overwhelming number which says that this issue is going to impact the Lok Sabha polls. Now we'll have to see whether positively and negatively and for whom. Whereas almost 31%, that is half of the people who are saying yes, are saying that no, it is not likely to impact. So the number of people saying it does not have any impact is almost half of the people who are saying that the impact is likely to be there. Interestingly, within NDA, a higher number of people, which is 36% versus 27%, are saying that it is going to have a little impact or no impact at all. Correct. So which means that the NDA voters, perhaps from this question, feel that this could have a positive impact, and they are then saying that this is likely to have no impact on the polls. Mm-hmm. Because if this was such an issue and corruption was a big issue which the BJP has been playing upon, right, then a larger number of people should not have been saying no from the NDA camp. A larger number of people from the India camp should have been saying.
You're right. We're going to put the numbers out there. We're going to just put the numbers out there, Amitabh Tiwari, and I want to bring in Manjinder Sirsa into this conversation. Manjinder Sirsa, if you look at the micro data in the question, 40% of NDA voters, your voters, Manjinder Sirsa, are saying yes, it will impact. 49% of opposition voters are saying that yes, it will impact a little. 14% NDA voters, 20% opposition voters. Overwhelmingly, the voters of the country feel Arvind Kejriwal's arrest will impact the 2024 elections. Manjinder Sirsa, do you think it will impact negatively or positively for the India Alliance?
So, as far India Alliance is concerned, it is not me, it is not you. It is Congress itself who lodged the complaint against Arvind Kejriwal. It was Congress, Ajay Makan, who claimed कि ये जीत हमारी हुई है, बीजेपी पीतमत तत्व है, ये अरविंद केजरीवाल भ्रष्ट और करप्ट है और इसको रिजाइन भी करना चाहिए, उसको अरेस्ट भी करना चाहिए. So one thing is clear, BJP or Congress, both were on a same side when it comes to the corruption that yes, Arvind Kejriwal is the most corrupt person. Now when you say that will it impact in a positive way or a negative way, I don't understand any voter in this country will say कि शराब घोटाला करो, हाई कोर्ट आपको बेल मत दे, मनीष सिसोदिया 1.25 साल से अंदर हैं, संजय सिंह 6 महीने से अंदर हैं, they went up to Supreme Court, they banged the door of Supreme Court and Supreme Court said we got a trail money of 338 crore rupees, so you do not deserve a bail.
All right, so you're saying it's going to negatively impact the Aam Aadmi Party and positively impact the BJP. Preeti Menon, do you want to come in? One thing is established, a whopping majority of India's voters feel there will be an impact. As per you, positive or negative?
You know, in India, we have a saying which says, Vinash Kale Vipreet Buddhi. And that is the situation of the BJP today. They are so desperate because they know that they are going to lose this forthcoming Lok Sabha election. And therefore, they have taken the risk of arresting Arvind Kejriwal. They feel that their false narrative of the liquor scam is going to affect the people. And therefore, they will vote for them in Delhi. But what is going to happen is the contrary. It is that the whole country has woken up to the fact that we are living under a dictatorship.
You're saying it's going to...
We are living under a situation...
It's going to go against the BJP and it will be in your favor. I'm going to bring in Monica Mehrotra.
It has strengthened the India alliance and it is going to really impact this election against the BJP.
I'm going to bring in Monica Mehrotra and cut across to Amitabh Tiwari again. But let's quickly put up our next set of numbers. The question that was asked to the voters, will Arvind Kejriwal's arrest benefit BJP's anti-graft campaign? That was the question that was asked, and we are going to give you the data coming up on your television screens right away. Will Arvind Kejriwal's arrest benefit BJP's anti-graft campaign? A whopping 48% say yes, 39% say no, 13% say don't know. 61% of NDA voters say definitely it will bolster BJP's anti-graft campaign. Even a 39% of opposition voters say yes, it will benefit. Though 48% of opposition voters say no, it will not benefit. NDA voters, sizable amount, 26% say no, it will not benefit. But having said that, Preeti, I want to cut across to Monica now. Monica, pulling you into this conversation, 48% of the voters say it will benefit the BJP's anti-graft campaign.
Preeti, I don't think so. The reason being, Preeti, just see the track record. You know, how they have been behaving in terms of arresting the people, the pick and choose policy. So now it's very, very evidently clear that if you change your stance, if you change the color, you move into the BJP gang or you call it...
But numbers don't lie. Monica Mehrotra, it says it will.
Things. Preeti, it's a rough, we can say, estimate you were coming through.
It's not an estimate.
But whatever way you want to term it, it is your analysis. You may put it in that term. Yes, things are not like that in ground realities. We have also been interacting. My concern here is, Preeti, that they have been very, pick and choose in the manner of, campaigning against corruption. The point here is, when it comes to Himanta Vishwas or anybody, Ajit Pawar, it's no ED, nothing. ED sent and it's all washed away. But when it comes to opposition, look at the way they've started, hovering around it.
All right.
So it's very evident that the people that they've understood.
Monica, just stay with me, Monica Mehrotra. I want to bring in Amitabh Tiwari because before we cut off to the next set of numbers. Interesting, Amitabh Tiwari, because whatever the optics of it was, whatever the news as it exploded of Arvind Kejriwal's arrest, it's actually hit a nerve where the voters are concerned. Whichever way it impacts, negatively, positively, whichever side, the India Alliance or NDA remains to be seen. But we are getting in numbers which at least seem to suggest with this number, also 48% do feel, yes, it will bolster BJP's anti-graft campaign, and 39% say no, it will not.
Yeah, so a higher number of people feel that it is likely to benefit BJP's or Prime Minister's anti-graft campaign. See, voters do not see a lot of difference between action and conviction. And that's why we see such set of numbers. One can also see here that an overwhelmingly larger section of people from the NDA side feel that it is likely to benefit BJP, while similarly a higher number of people from the India bloc are not feeling that it is not likely to help the BJP. So 61% number should correspond with a no in opposition vote with 61.
All right. Okay, Amitabh Tiwari, stay with me because, I want to give out as much numbers that we have and I'm going to come right back because the next question could hold the key. Will the Aam Aadmi Party get sympathy votes after Arvind Kejriwal's arrest? Now, that's the moot question because we know by the numbers that it will impact. Will it help the Aam Aadmi Party? And that is the number there. 52% people feel that yes, Aam Aadmi Party will get sympathy votes after Arvind Kejriwal's arrest. 39% feel no, 9% say that they don't know. Look at the micro data there. Mr. Sirsa, and that might be worrying. 35% of your voters feel that this will garner sympathy votes for Arvind Kejriwal.
So the very important issue which data you discussed about was that 39% of the opposition voters, which is otherwise India Alliance voters, they feel yes, that the Prime Minister's image of that he's against the corruption will strengthen. So one thing is for sure, everybody wants to eradicate the corruption from the country. And as far as sympathy is concerned, everybody is aware that Arvind Kejriwal is involved in a liquor scam. And he has been on a run from last almost 6-7 months. His deputy chief minister is in jail from last 1.5 years. His member parliament is in arrest from last 6 months in spite of going to High Court, Lower Court, Supreme Court, and also creating application petition. No court ever gave them.
Mr. Sirsa, you're saying this 52% which is saying sympathy vote for Arvind Kejriwal, which includes 35% of your own voter.
That's right. But 35% of voters doesn't mean that we will vote for Arvind Kejriwal.
No, they are saying that this will get sympathy vote for him.
So that's right. Every human being you ask him, he'll say that we have got a sympathy for him, but nobody will say that we'll vote for him. There are two different prospects. One is
Preeti Menon, silver lining in all of this, 52% say that you could garner sympathy vote.
Sorry, pardon?
Preeti Menon, this is for Preeti Menon. Silver lining for you, Preeti Menon.
Okay, Mr. Sirsa just said that if people say that they are feeling sympathetic towards Kejriwal, it doesn't mean they will vote for him. But look at the history. 3 times in a row, Delhi population has overwhelmingly voted for Arvind Kejriwal. Now, Punjab has overwhelmingly voted for Arvind Kejriwal. So why will people not vote for him? In fact, today there is anger among the people. They have seen, like the other panelists pointed out, that if a person gets arrested by the ED, they immediately join the BJP, then they don't become corrupt. 95% of ED's cases are against the opposition leaders. The world has seen this. This has been such a self-goal by the BJP. By arresting Arvind Kejriwal, they have ensured
let's go into
that
the next set. Let's go into the next set of graphics and let's go to the next set of graphics. Will Arvind Kejriwal's arrest unite opposition? That's the question that we're asking next. Will Arvind Kejriwal's arrest unite the opposition is the question. And the answer to that, 48% say yes it will, 36% say no, 16% say don't know. The micro data again seems to suggest that a huge chunk of the NDA voters also feel that 34%. 49% say no, but 34% say yes, this will unite the opposition. Monica Mehrotra, as I speak, your Punjab Congress unit is celebrating Arvind Kejriwal's arrest, but in Delhi, you're supporting him.
Ma'am, please understand, when it comes to, anybody inquiring or what has been done, we feel that yes, nobody's above the law. So that part, it's okay. We have to, abide by it. If you've been asked by the ED, yes, we respond to it. But having said that, the question here arises is that you're picking and choosing according to your whims and fancies because you're a scared lot. The point here is that if BJP was so strong, it would have not hidden behind ED or CBI. They would have just gone. They would have not accepted people from Congress. If they were that corrupt, then where is the corruption logo then? If you say you're fighting against corruption, then evade people.
All right. Amitabh Tiwari, I want to get you in on this. 2 sets of data back to back. Will it garner sympathy for Arvind Kejriwal? 52% says yes, will garner sympathy. 48% say yes, opposition will be united if Arvind Kejriwal will be arrested. 2 sets of data. data which would somewhere down the line give some solace to the India alliance.
Yeah, so these two data points do provide some hope to the India bloc. The sympathy question is very important, especially because your data says that 52% say that he could generate some sympathy. And mind you, in Delhi, there are 35% swing voters who vote differently in a Vidhan Sabha election and vote differently in a Lok Sabha election. So this is where this entire sympathy factor is going to play. In 2020, Aam Aadmi Party got 36% more vote share than the Lok Sabha election, 18% from Congress and 18% from BJP. Since they are aligned together now, the Congress vote, since it is largely a complementary vote, might shift to Aam Aadmi Party. And of this 18% swing voters, which fluctuated to BJP, there is where this question will become fairly important.
So, point to worry for Mr. Sirsa, that would mean you should worry a bit, because to add another set of data, 36% is what the core vote bank of the BJP is in the national capital, and 56% is what it got, let's say, in 2019. That extra 20% that you've got from possibly the same voter who votes Arvind Kejriwal in Vidhan Sabha but comes and votes you in Lok Sabha. Sympathy factor could work there.
So I think you should turn it in a different way. You should say that the same voter votes for BJP, but in Vidhan Sabha that voter votes for Aam Aadmi Party. I think that will make your data easy, very easy to understand. So the voter is with BJP, but when it comes to a Vidhan Sabha election, they might vote for Aam Aadmi Party. You should make it either this way. And second thing, when you say the overwhelming majority, you need to understand that same overwhelming majority is for Modi ji also, whether it's in Rajasthan, whether it's Haryana, whether it's Uttar Pradesh, whether it's Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, 100% seats on one side. So one thing is for sure, as an Indian, when you see somebody going to jail, you might say, okay, jail mein ja raha hai. Doesn't mean that you are going to turn up and vote for a corrupt person.
But it will also Majinder Sirsa, it says it will unite the opposition. Till now, the opposition has been fragmented.
This was a very important question. Yes, very important function. No, otherwise also your opposition was together.
Okay.
In last election, 2019, Mayawati was there, Mulayam Singh Yadav was there, and Congress were there.
All right, let's take the next data point. Is AAP in danger of disintegration after Arvind Kejriwal's arrest? That's the question that was asked. A whopping 32% say, yes, Aam Aadmi Party is in danger of disintegration. 28% say a little in danger, 33% say no, 7% say don't know. Look at the micro data there. Even 25 to 28% of opposition voters say yes, a lot in danger and a little in danger. Preeti Menon, this should let alarm bells ring where the Aam Aadmi Party in your Delhi unit is concerned.
No, we are actually aware of this. We've seen what has happened in Maharashtra. They arrested NCP leaders and then they ensured that they could disintegrate the NCP. But this will not happen with the Aam Aadmi Party, and the reason for that is that Arvind Kejriwal still continues to run the party and the state of Delhi as a chief minister. And because Bhagwan Maan Saab is available and he is there on the ground, galvanizing each and every member of the Aam Aadmi Party to work together. You saw protests erupted across the country.
But you're saying it's not going to impact.
No, it's not going to impact. Right. I mean, this is what I'm sure that the BJP hopes.
Do you concur?
But the Aam Aadmi Party is going to come out stronger after this.
Okay, Amitabh Tiwari, do you concur when you look at these numbers? Because this should worry the opposition. This should worry the Aam Aadmi Party.
Yeah, because the yes a lot and a little together are more than 60%. See, because the Aam Aadmi Party today is largely Kejriwal's party, sort of, because a lot of leaders who had actually formed the Aam Aadmi Party have significantly made their way out. And just like we talk about the Modi factor, there is a Kejriwal factor. 30% of voters who vote for Aam Aadmi Party vote because of Kejriwal. And if you remove that element, the difference between the BJP and the Aam Aadmi Party is not much. So Kejriwal is the whole and soul.
All right, closing comments. Amitabh Tiwari, of all the bits of data that we presented out there, what for you is the most remarkable?
I think the most remarkable is the sympathy vote, because that's predominantly a higher number, and voter in Delhi is a swing voter. When we say a swing voter, it's not of BJP or Aam Aadmi Party. It's not a loyal voter. It swings depending upon the election. And this is where the issue is likely to pay the part.
Majinder Sirsa, if this happens, then this move could backfire on the BJP.
So there is no reason. First of all, it is not that we arrested him. It is the High Court which denied bail to Arvind Kejriwal, and after election code of conduct, he was arrested by ED. First thing. Second thing, the sole agenda of Aam Aadmi Party was that I am a crusader and against the corruption. No, they came as a crusader against the corruption, and the same set of people are involved in the corruption. Do you think people who voted for Arvind Kejriwal knowing ये तो corruption खत्म करने आया जी, ये तो खत्म ही कर देगा corruption, and when they find out
Monica Mehrotra, 20 seconds. Monica Mehrotra, pulling you in 20 seconds. A mixed bag of numbers. You can take solace in sympathy, but this will also bolster BJP's anti-corruption campaign.
No, I don't think so, Preeti, because people of this country have realized that BJP ultimately has come here to completely distort democracy, and the way they are, trying to tamper the constitution, people of this country have realized.
Okay, I'm going to let
if you're going to pick and choose,
I'm going to let it be at that. I appreciate all four of you for joining us. You know, what we did at the Political Stock Exchange was the latest political explosion. After the arrest of Arvind Kejriwal, how does it measure in terms of sheer numbers? We put it in the metric there, and these are the numbers that he threw up. A mixed bag of sorts, but two big numbers there. Number one, overwhelmingly, people say 52% that there will be sympathy for Arvind Kejriwal. But it also says 48% that this will bolster BJP's anti-graft campaign. We're going to let it be at that. Let the people decide.